share screen. Let us check. Is my voice clear enough for everyone? Still, we have 2 minutes, so we will start. We are recording. And what about voice? Is it clear? Voice and the picture? So we have done the settings of no from the beginning. So hello everyone. I believe everyone has joined. So good evening to everyone, and it's a pleasure to connect with you all today. So our topic today is multidisciplinary teaching approach, and I have chosen the topic food education. So you will get to know why we have selected food, because we consume it in a everyday situation or every day, right? So food education is not only limited to one subject, my dear friends. It naturally connects science, mathematics, social science, languages, whether it's Hindi language or English language, art and physical education. And when we integrate these subjects meaningfully, learning becomes more practical, engaging, and memorable for our learners, that is for our students. For example, if we are discussing about nutrition, student can calculate calories and proportions in mathematics, understand digestion and nutrients in science, explore food culture in farming practices and social science. The student also develops vocabulary and language, whatever language he is learning, and express learning in a very creative and artistic manner through art integration activity. So, my dear friends, my dear educators, this approach helps students to move beyond rote learning, move beyond memorization. They begin to connect classroom concepts with real life situation. And this is what we are going to explore today. The slide is not moving. I think we have not set it from the beginning. So, and why food education matters? Again, it's an important challenge for each one of us. So, let's see. So, how it develops multidisciplinary learning? Because it enhances critical thinking, collaboration, creativity, communication skill, and also helps us in responsible decision making. Yes, let me move back. So, as educators, our role is not only to teach content to our students, but also to create a meaningful learning experience which should inspire and ignite curiosity, right? And lifelong learning habits. Food education is a powerful tool because every child can relate to it. When learning becomes relatable, means we are able to relate it with our daily life, participation increases automatically and understanding also moves to a next level. Through engaging activities, whether it's discussion, whether it's project or real life connection, we can create our classroom more interactive, inclusive and meaningful. So I hope today's session is going to be fruitful for you all, and it will encourage all of us to practice the same thing in our classroom. So let's explore and begin the journey together of how we can integrate it in our class in a multidisciplinary manner. When we talk about food education, we are not only talking about the eating habits of the students, we are talking about skills, we are talking about health awareness, we are talking about various cultures, we are talking about decision making and responsible living. And the first point is everyday relevance, how we can connect it with day to day life. Food, as we all know, every child connects with daily, whether it's breakfast given in the school, a lunchbox shared with the friend, or snacks brought from outside. Food is already a part of lived experience, right? We all are consuming food, and that is why food education becomes naturally engaging. We can take small steps to bring the big impact into our classroom. For example, if I say when students read nutrition label on a packet of chips only, right? Or soft drink. They began to understand the sugar content. They understand about the preservatives being used, and they also understand about the healthy choices which they should opt in their life. When they calculate in the ingredients in a recipe, mathematics become more practical. They are able to understand, okay, with food also we can do some mathematical problem. When they discuss food wastage, they act as a responsible citizen. So sensitivity becomes stronger or it grows more into them. The second is cultural and social importance, as you can see on my slide. Food, we all know, reflect our traditions, festivals, geography, and family values. Different states, different communities, different countries, different regions of our country have different food habits, and we all eat different type of dishes in different seasons and different festivals. For example, if you see or look towards South India, you will find Pongal, na? Baisakhi, Onam, Eid. Food become a medium of celebration and togetherness. How close we become, right? Students can learn about regional crops, climate, farming, various type of farming practices done in various parts of the country, and traditions through food itself. This makes social science and cultural understanding much more meaningful. Whatever they are eating in day to day life, they are able to understand and they are able to respect the diverse culture and the diverse food habit and are able to understand why this diversity is there. Now, food also teaches us inclusivity and respect. When children understand different food preferences and traditions, what happened? They become open minded and they became empathetic also towards the culture of other people. Now, the third important point is health and nutrition awareness, which you can see in my slide. Today, children are highly exposed to processed food. We all will agree to it. Fast food culture and excessive screen time, my dear friends. As educators, we have to play multiple roles, an important role in helping our students informed about balanced choices. So, simple classroom discussions can create a lifelong impact on our learners. For instance, explaining why homemade food are much more safer and healthier in compared to packed food or food added with preservatives, right? How hydration can keep us our health more perfect. And what is the significance or importance of physical activity in our life, right? Even small activities like preparing a healthy plate, if you ask the student, observing healthy eating habits and maintaining food diary can make students more conscious about their health. They become more conscious, they become more aware. Food education is powerful, my dear friends, because it connects knowledge with real life. Whatever knowledge they have, they are able to connect it with their real life. Okay, this I am consuming and it will have this impact on my body. Students do not ask why we are learning this, because they see the application. Whatever we are speaking, they are understanding the effect on their own body. And this is the beauty of multidisciplinary learning. It makes education practical, relatable, they are able to correlate, and meaningful, and moved beyond the classrooms. Now, let's explore in detail what is multidisciplinary learning. So, where we consider into account all the subjects, right? And let's see how we are able to do it. For example, because I have chosen the topic food, you can take some other topic as well. We can connect multiple subjects together, right? It can be social science, science, physical education, it can be creativity, it can be languages, it can be mathematics as well. This is the real strength of multidisciplinary learning. Instead of teaching the subjects separately, like for English, we are teaching, having a separate chapter. For Hindi, we have a separate chapter. How with one topic we can do learning of various subjects? We create connections that make learning more practical and memorable for students, right? And they are able to understand its significance in real life. Now, let's take science. Help students to understand about nutrition, food groups, digestion, healthy eating habits. Students learn and understand why protein, vitamin, and minerals are important for our body. So, this is the part of science. But if we look deep into mathematics, they will be able to calculate the calories and the ingredients which are there in that specific recipe, right? And they will be able to prepare a balanced diet for themselves. If we consider social science, right? So they will be able to understand about the various farming practices, the climatic conditions, the occupation type, and the regional diversity which people practice in various parts of a country or in the world. Students understand how food habits differ from one state to another, and from one country to another country, or from one place to another place. Now, let's talk about languages. Language helps students to improve not only reading and writing, but it helps them to enhance their vocabulary as well as speaking. Activities like recipe writing, food advertisement, paragraph writing, discussion on healthy eating, all such type of things can be done with the help of the topic food. Now let's discuss about art and culture. Art integration, NEP and NCF talks a lot. So we can integrate art and culture also by drawing posters and making beautiful charts, etc. Now, physical education. What is the importance of physical education? Physical education connects naturally with nutrition and fitness. Students understand that healthy food and physical activity go hand in hand for a healthy lifestyle, my dear friends. For example, if we take topic balanced diet, students are not only learning one chapter, they are exploring science, mathematics, language, social awareness, creativity, and health all together. So this makes learning more holistic and closer to real life. Whatever we are doing in our real life, we are able to understand its importance or its significance. Now, if you will see my slide, you will see a point, breaking subject silos. Now, what it is? Now, it means that we cannot teach subjects separately between it connects between subject for better learning. When we are connecting all the subjects from each other, they are interconnected. If we have chosen one topic, whether it's food or whether it's balanced diet or whether it's nutrition, so for every subject it has got some significance or the other. Now, holistic understanding, overall development of the child is there in all the subjects, in all the fields. Now, moving ahead, why use food as a theme, right? So, if you see this slide, food has got a universal connection. So, if we prepare an integrated lesson plan, can be designed around one common theme. For example, I take balanced diet. In science, student will learn about nutrition and function of different food groups, right? What are the functions? They understand which food provides energy for growth and which foods give them protections against various type of diseases. They are able to understand, they are able to apply the knowledge in real life situation. If we consider mathematics, student can plan meal, calculate quantities, compare nutrition value from one to another. In case even we purchase the chips, we are able to find out, we are able to compare by seeing the ingredients, right? Or prepare a weekly diet chart using tables and measurement. In English or in language classes, dear educators, student may write diet plan, they can prepare short speech, they can write on healthy eating habits, they can create slogans and articles related to nutrition. Now, moving ahead, because we are considering all the subjects, so let's talk and discuss about social science. Student can study regional diets, right? In northern India, lot of wheat cultivation is there. In towards the south or towards the east, we can have paddy plantation, right? How geography, climate, culture, food habits in different parts because of the climatic conditions, the condition of the soil, the rainfall. Every part or of our country, the agricultural practices are different. The important point here is that subjects are connected through one meaningful theme, and that is food, right? Students do not feel the subjects are isolated from each other. I am not teaching a specific chapter. I have selected one topic, and based on that, I am doing multidisciplinary teaching. A real life example can be seen during school health awareness program. Suppose there is a school health awareness program, students prepare healthy lunch boxes, they calculate nutrition values, right? Write about food habit, discuss local food, so it's enhancing their communication skill also. Learning about active and experienced base rather than theoretical, right? So whatever they are experiencing in their real life, they are observing and they are displaying the same thing. So I have subjects are connected with food education. I have already discussed about math, science, social science, art, culture, and physical education. Now, let's talk about balanced diet, right? And we have taken balanced sample integrated lesson plan. So, science we have already discussed. In maths, meal planning is there. In English, they can write down a diet plan or they can write slogans. In social science, they can write about the regional diet. So, these are a few sample integrated lesson plan related with the topic food or balanced diet. Now, See, this was all about how we can interconnect subjects. Now, let's discuss about the classroom activities, what all we can do in order to make our classroom much more meaningful. Preparing a simple recipe, no fire cooking, because we have students, right? So, multidisciplinary becomes more effective when students are actively involved in classroom activities. These activities help students learning by doing and discussing and creating. They are actually doing the activity in the classroom, they are observing it, they are discussing with their peer groups, with their friends, and then they are creating their own recipe. The first activity is preparing a recipe through no fire cooking, right? And the activity, in this activity, teacher student teamwork, they are checking about hygiene, they will check about nutrition values, creativity, measurement skills. It also makes learning enjoyable and practical. And at the same time, we are preparing the learners for lifelong learning. Whatever they will be learning, they will be actually applying it in their day to day situation, in their real life situation also. Now, the second activity is conducting a food survey. In case you are not going for no fire cooking, no food survey is there, right? In a community or in a society, right? Student can collect information about eating habits, favorite food of the people, healthy food choices of their neighborhood and why it's a healthy choice, right? They will add on to their knowledge. This develops communication skill. I believe it also improves in collaboration because they are associating with other people. Observation, they are observing the thing, and social awareness also enhances. So, we can actually do such type of things in our class. Another activity is creating a diet chart, right? Students learn to organize information, understand balanced nutrition. See, it cannot be that you can eat anything and everything throughout the week. It should be a balanced plan, right? Apply scientific concepts in real life, like if you have consumed this much food on this specific day, what was the reason and why there is a change in the diet plan. Poster making is also very effective. Now, if we are talking about poster making, it's one is its art integration. The next is we are integrating creativity, art, and culture also in our teaching approaches. Like if they are preparing a chart for junk food consumption or design posters, such activities make classroom more interactive and meaningful. These activities helps the teacher, the educator to move from rote learning to experiential learning. They are actually experiencing the thing in their day to day life. Now, moving ahead, what is our role as a teacher? We play an important role. We are no more teachers, we are facilitators, we are mentors, we are guides, right? So, we play a very important role. So, let's explore, let's discover. Now, let's understand the role of teacher in multidisciplinary learning. In this approach, my dear educators, teachers are not only a lecturer but also a facilitator, a guide, and a learning partner. We also learn along with our peers, with our students. First, teacher act as a facilitator. We are just providing them all the necessary facilities. Instead of giving direct answer or helping them in rote memorization or mugging up, we are encouraging our students to explore, ask questions, and participate actively in the learning process. I believe my voice is clear. Someone text me. So I believe some noise is coming. So teachers act as facilitators. Integration of subjects. Second, teacher become integrator of subjects. It can be any subject. The teacher connects the concepts from different subjects around one common theme. Like right now, we are moving with the topic, with the theme food, and how we are interconnecting it with various subjects, right? Even if I am a language teacher, language part is being covered. At the same time, the other subject teachers will be able to integrate it in their lesson plan and how we can make it multidisciplinary rather than teaching the subject in isolation. Now, teacher also act as activity designer. There should be some activity. Meaningful classroom activities, projects, discussions, group tasks, carefully planned to make learning more engaging and practical, right? It can be any subject. Finally, the teacher guides students towards reflection. Whatever we have learned, are we able to understand it and apply it in our daily life, in our day-to-day situation? Students should not only complete activities, but also think about what they learned, how they learn, and how they can apply it in their real life. For example, if I discuss, during a balanced diet activity, the teacher may ask students to prepare a meal chart. They can discuss about the healthy eating habits, calculate the nutrition values also of the food, and reflect their own eating pattern. This is the pattern which we have suggested or which others have put before you. Is your eating timetable or the way you consume food at home or in school or the plan which you follow, is it the same or does it needs or requires a change? So they need to introspect. Now, role of student. Active participation, my dear friends. In multidisciplinary learning, students are not passive learners, they become active participants in the learning process. They become researchers. Why? Because they are able to explore more, they are able to get ideas from others also. First, students actively participate in classroom discussion activities as well as in projects. Learning becomes engaging because students are involved directly. Second is students become researchers. They collect information, ask questions and conduct survey also and explore real life connection to the topic. They are able to connect it with the real life. Students also work as collaborators. Why collaborators? Because in order to get the necessary information, they are seeking help. They are taking the help of the team. They are communicating, and this is how they become creators, right? Because we have taken food as a topic, they are able to understand what is lagging, what is missing, what needed to be added. So, this is how they are displaying their creativity. For example, if you give them a small project like prepare a healthy plate, they will research in food group, discuss the ideas with classmates, design their own food plates, and present the learning in a very creative and meaningful manner. And this approach helps students to bring confidence, critical thinking, communication skill along with the subject knowledge. I'm taking a pause for a second, my dear friends, and I'm forwarding the link for generating the certificate in the multidisciplinary group. Please don't leave the group. In case you find it difficult to generate the certificate, feel free to get connected to me. I'm always there to help you out. Moreover, you will be able to get the certificate. Please delete the additional mails which are there in your mailbox if you are not getting the certificate. I'm forwarding the link in order to generate the certificate. Now, what should be the assessment strategies? First is project evaluation, observation, presentation, and peer assessment. So let's discuss one by one. So in multidisciplinary learning, assessment is not limited to written test only. Assessment becomes more continuous, practical, and skill based, right? The first approach is project evaluation. Teachers assess how students apply their knowledge through projects, presentations, and activities. Now, the second is observation. We observe a lot. Teacher observes the students' participation, their teamwork, their communication, their creativity, and problem solving skills, right? During the classroom activities. Now, I believe everyone got the certificate link, right? And how they are presenting it. When students present the ideas, they improve confidence, right? Because communication enhances speaking skill and conceptual knowledge also develops a lot. Another important strategy is where students evaluate the given feedback to each other. Means I am assessing your work and you are assessing mine, which we call as peer assessment. That is also very helpful because we learn a lot with our peer groups. For example, during a food survey project, assessment may include the quantity of research, teamwork, presentation skills, how they are presenting it, students' ability to connect learning with real life situation, how they are connecting with the real life. This type of assessment focuses not only on marks, but also on overall learning skill or learning development of a child. Now, what are the various challenges which we educators face? First is time constraint. Although multidisciplinary learning has many advantages, which we have discussed right now, teachers may also face certain challenges. See, with every change, there is a challenge while implementing it in the classroom. One major challenge is time constraint, limited time for the teachers. Planning, integrating activities, projects may require additional preparation time. And we are time bound. We have to rush up with the syllabus or complete the syllabus. Another challenge is limited resource. Sometimes we have very few resources or less or limited resources. Some school may not have even enough material, technology, and enough space for certain activities which we as educators wish to conduct or want to organize for our classrooms. Third is curriculum pressure, right? So another important challenge which we face is the curriculum pressure. We have to finish with the curriculum, with the syllabus. And in such situation, multidisciplinary learning acts as a hurdle, right? We do not have enough time. Now, what are the practical solutions? Now, if you will see the slide, you will find on some practical solutions that can help teachers to overcome the hurdles. So, the first solution is to integrate activities with the existing syllabus. Whatever syllabus you have to add to it. Teachers do not need extra content, right? They simply connect topics already present in different subjects. So, like Albert Einstein's chapter, it has got science, it has got mathematics, it has got language. And this is how we can do multidisciplinary teaching. Second, teacher use local material and real life example, everyday objects, whether it's newspaper, whether it's food item, whether it's community resources, the resources which are locally available, and local experience and can become valuable role model for the students. Another important strategy is planning small activities. Plan the activities in chunks so that neither you should land into trouble nor the student is facing any hurdle. Teachers can begin with simple integrated tasks instead of large projects. Small steps gradually bring confidence, and you will be able to solve the big hurdle. Collaboration with colleagues, right? If you are taking one subject, you can collaborate with other subject teachers for a specific topic, and it becomes easy for all the teachers to move on the topic, right? For example, a science teacher, a language teacher can jointly plan for a healthy eating activity. Language teacher can explain, and the science teacher can tell about the nutrition values, the balanced diet, etc. These practical situations make multidisciplinary learning more manageable. You will be able to manage it, and in your regular classroom situation. Now, our role as educator is to encourage the real life application. Food is a powerful multidisciplinary theme and makes learning meaningful and engaging. So, as we come to the end of the presentation, first of all, try to apply multidisciplinary teaching approaches in your day to day lesson plans. Take topics which are interconnected, encourage a real life application of knowledge, and most important, multidisciplinary learning helps in developing communication, right? Creativity, collaboration, critical thinking, why, how, where, and problem solving skill among the student. If I cannot have this, then why not this one? Now, every classroom activity can make a big difference when learning is connected with students' daily life. So, here we come to an end. I believe you all will be able to generate the certificate at ease. Anyhow, if you find it difficult, get in touch with me on the group in which you all are there. Thank you all for joining me today. If there is any query, any doubt, anything you wish to ask, then kindly ask. I will be able to address your queries. I'm unmuting. Even if the session gets over, feel free to clear your doubts. I will be updating the upcoming webinars also in the group. So if you wish to join, you can use the same group to get the information. Get connected to my Insta account as well for the future updates. A big thank to each one of you again. Any question? Any chat? There is no chat.